Well, we'll start first off and get each of your thoughts on the opportunity to come and play in the Capital One Bowl. And Coach Pelini, first up, your thoughts on coming here to Orlando.
Well, we're excited. It's a first-class bowl game, great city, and I'm proud of our football team. I'm proud of the kids and the type of year that they had, and it's going to be an honor to come down here and represent the state, our university, and the program, and play against an opponent we have a tremendous amount of respect for. Obviously, South Carolina, type of football they play, and in particular, Coach Spurrier and his staff, and the type of football team they put on the field. They do a great job. It's going to be a great challenge for our team.
Coach, your thoughts?
Well, we're obviously very thrilled, pleased to be here. In the history of our school, we've never played in a BCS bowl game, so everybody tells me this is the next best one. So we're really honored to be here and so forth. And our guys have earned it. They've played very well this year, 10-2. We had about maybe 4 or 5 close games, only lost one of them. So we've won our share of the close ones, and that's a big reason we've got 10 wins. But it's always fun going against a team. Well, I hope it's going to be fun, like Nebraska. I mean, tradition-wise, this is the top. One of the top teams in the country year in and year out. Tremendous respect for Bo, but also Coach Osborne. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time because not only did he win a lot, he called every play from the sideline, and he ran the show over there as an offensive coach and a head coach. I always admired him, plus the man that he is. So we're looking forward to the game and to see what happened, and of course, we have an opportunity, if we're fortunate, to win the game to get 11 wins. So it's really a huge game for South Carolina Gamecocks.
Coach, you talked about opportunity of playing at the highest level. If you can, describe what it means to play in a New Year's game. I know it's January 2nd, but the importance of that, the exposure for a South Carolina program.
Well, it's all important. I know all the college teams at the beginning of the year, we hope to win our conference championship. And I've told some people, I think, Bo and his team, two of the last years, very unlucky not to win the Big 12 championship. They had Texas beat when Colt McCoy threw the ball out of bounds, and then they kicked the field goal, got the time back. And then last year against Oklahoma, that game went back and forth. Nebraska could have won that, but it didn't work out. So they're a talented bunch, well coached, and it'll be a tremendous challenge for all of us. But the bowl game will, give both of us exposure. That's what we all hope to do, playing a big bowl game and win your conference championship. So we both fell a little short as far as conference championship, but this is about the next best thing.
Coach Pelini, a new conference for Nebraska playing in the Big Ten. You developed some great rivalries very early on, and what certainly is going to be great for years to come. If you can talk about, again, the year your team had and then getting to play in the Capital One Bowl, the exposure that it brings for Nebraska.
Well, like you said, it was our first year in the Big Ten, and we knew it was going to be a tremendous challenge for us. Basically having 11 new opponents on our schedule and all the things that go along with playing in a new conference. And so we knew it was going to be difficult, and then I'm proud of our team and how they responded to the challenges that this year entailed. And obviously we fell short of winning a conference championship, like Coach Spurrier said, but I think the program's moving forward, our team's doing well, and we get a chance to play a tremendous opponent in South Carolina, and we're trying to go for our 10th win. And, it's been a difficult year, and it just gets even more difficult when you got to play a team like South Carolina. But I know our team's looking forward to the challenge, and I think it'll be a great football game.
Coaching fraternity is large and yet small. You guys have crossed paths a number of different times as assistant coaches and people going from one program to another. So, Coach, if you can't talk about you and Coach Pelini, who again have crossed paths a few different times before.
Well, really, I think LSU game, wasn't it? 4 years ago or 4 years ago or so. They beat us down there in Baton Rouge and, of course, beat us up in Columbia. But the LSU game was sort of a rainy day down there. That's really about it, I think. Now, were you with them in the game up at Columbia too? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, down there it was the one game we faced each other. So that was it. Of course, Bo is from Youngstown, Ohio, and Bobby Stoops. I know all him and his brothers, and Eric Wolford, all those guys. So I feel like I know Bo pretty well because there's a whole bunch of them from Youngstown that are out there coaching right now, and they all talk about each other all the time. So I felt like I knew Bo and really hadn't spent a lot of time with him, though.
Coach, if you can't talk about that coaching tree where you guys know so many people together that have crossed paths.
Yeah, Coach and I have a lot of mutual friends, and like he says, you know, I'm pretty close with Bob Stoops and the Stoops brothers, and Coach Spurrier's obviously held in very, very high regard, and not only in the coaching circles, but in particular the group of guys that you know, I consider close friends, and I just had a tremendous amount of respect for him over the years, and watched him, you know, especially with Bob being there, and rooted for him, you know, week in and week out to do well, and it's going to be, you know, a really challenge to play against him. I don't know if he remembers this, but we were playing back there in Baton Rouge a few years back, and you know, you just have a lot of respect for what he does offensively, and obviously me being a defensive guy. But there was one time in particular during the game when it was like a third down, and there were timeouts being called back and forth because I had some blitzes being called, and they were checking their protections, and it was a lot of fun. And it's, you know, it is the kind of games that are fun to play in, not only for the players but the coaches, and you know, I just have, like I said, he does things the right way, and his football team does the right way and runs a class program. So it's going to be great to be a part of this game.
The goal for both of you guys is to win the football game, but a bowl is also a reward for players. There's a lot to do in Orlando, and Coach, I know you and the football team will look forward to taking advantage of that because, again, you want to win, but it's also a reward for your players for a great season.
Yes, I think all of us coaches try to keep a balance. We want our guys to have fun, but obviously we don't want them out 2 or 3 in the morning hitting the honky tonks and things like that. But yeah, we want to have fun, but we want to be prepared to try to play the best we can. That's what we all should do. And this is a wonderful bowl trip, and our players are looking forward to all the attractions here.
Coach Pelini, same question for you, and also the history Nebraska fans known all across the country for their tremendous support with every state representative. I know that they'll be excited to come to Orlando as well.
Yeah, there's no question. You know, there's a lot of things to do in Orlando, and our fans are excited. I know we've sold. You know, I don't. Probably our allotments probably sold out already. I know that we had a tremendous response just in the first few days, and it's going to be a great experience for our football team. Our kids are really excited to come down here, and our fans are excited. You know, we've had a great fall, but it's starting to get cold a little bit up there in Nebraska right now, so our fans will travel well. And I know in particular I have a couple young girls myself and a young boy who are excited to be down here in Orlando. They were pretty fired up that we're going to be that close to Disney World, so I'm sure I'm going to be spending some time chasing some Disney princesses myself.
The two head coaches for the teams participating in the 2012 Capital One Bowl. Big round of applause from South Carolina, Steve Spurrier, and Nebraska, Bo Pelini.